It's William Tincup and Ryan Leary. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic.
You are fantastic. So we're at iSolved Connect in Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, we are. Yeah.
And the commute for you was pretty tough.
It kind of sucked. Yeah.
Nikki lives here.
Yeah. But the traffic was a little.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
90 minutes to go, 10 miles, 15 miles.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Are you from this area, Nick?
I live in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So we know about bad traffic.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
He might have made it here before me.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
That's too fun.
I mean, honestly, it was about a 2.5 hour ride up.
Okay.
So for you to be local and be 90 minutes,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's intense.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just sat there. I didn't drive. I just sat. So
But when your battery is almost out,
that sucks.
that's not good. That's not good.
Driver, can I have a charger? I don't have any.
Yeah.
2 stars.
Well, Nick, tell us a little bit about P&I.
Yeah. So
We got here.
P&I has been around for, I guess, more than 25 years. We started as Payroll Network Inc., hence the P&I. And our bread and butter originally was clients in and around the Washington, D.C. area.
Right.
Over time, we've grown. We have clients in all 50 states. We've got clients in Guam, Puerto Rico, and we've actually partnered up with a global payroll provider out of Scotland. So we do things like run the U.S. payroll for some international companies.
And they can, and vice versa, they can run the global stuff if you have clients that need that.
That's exactly right. So, it gives us kind of a global presence. When we started out as just a very regional company.
Right.
And a lot of our success has been due to iSolved. So we got partnered up with iSolved over a decade ago. And I'd been around the company long enough to remember when we were using a different product. And we just didn't have the employee tools, the human capital management, HR tools that we needed. So iSolved, with sort of being very employee focused and giving our HR professionals what they need, has been a game changer for us.
Sure helps.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing that rock up the hill.
Yeah.
Pushing other rocks, but not that rock.
So part of my role is in cybersecurity. So we're pushing a lot of, rocks up the hill as it relates to just the current threat environment. It's been, well, I don't want to say fun because.
Oh, it's fun. Come on.
When it's not your money, it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. My team gets at me a little bit when I call things fun. I'm like, oh, we're going to upgrade. Yeah, we're going to upgrade everyone's security. It's going to be fun. They're like, well, you're not taking the phone calls. I'm like, well, I can. So
He gets it when I say it's simple. It's simple. In theory, it is simple.
It is.
It
Always.
just takes 3 weeks to do it.
100%.
That's it, right?
100%.
So
I think sometimes you say things are simple just so you can figure them out. So
that confused me. That wasn't simple.
You don't know. You heard me.
Well, I'll say this: simple doesn't mean easy, right?
That's right.
Yeah, simple
It's simple.
Yeah,
It's not easy.
doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy.
If it was easy, it wouldn't mean anything to you.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Yeah. So cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Huge topic here.
Oh my gosh.
Right, is what we're doing.
Big time.
We spoke with Steve
Yeah, great guy.
a little bit ago,
Yeah.
and he scared the hell out of us.
Yep. That's what usually happens.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you seeing in cybersecurity right now?
We all have dozens, hundreds of logins, and we all have passwords. And what's just sort of shocking to me is the fact that passwords are such the weak link in the whole cybersecurity realm, and that it's really easy. And Steve probably told you about, you can go online and find people's passwords.
Yeah.
And so for us, we've been really focused on getting people using Passkeys or just other modern authentication options. And to the point we were making earlier, I think it's simple to get people using Passkeys, but it's not always easy because we've been using passwords for 30 years. I mean, whatever
It comes up on my system every day.
Right.
And I ignore it every day. And I do what Steve said. I just add another exclamation point, or I change the number before the exclamation point. Actually, I've been using question marks recently. I probably shouldn't say this on air, right?
I don't
No,
feel like that's
but-
what Steve told
But
you.
don't keep,
That's
definitely
only
keep doing it.
it's only because of my fat fingers, and I hit the question mark instead of the exclamation point.
Ah,
Yeah. Now I have to go change. I'm going to do passkeys,
Yeah.
and I'm going to call Nick to help me.
Yeah.
Because now everyone, by the time this gets published, Nick,
Yeah.
we will be on passkey, so it doesn't matter.
You know, I got to say, I love it. So depending on your device, right, you can scan your fingerprint, or, you know, we all have phones that are, people don't even realize they're using a passkey when it scans your face. Or,
right.
So the biometrics make a big difference. And honestly, you know, not having to remember passwords or use a password manager, and just sort of using something that you have, your biometric data. It's, you know, there's a little bit of a hump for some people. You know, they get concerned about using biometrics, but honestly, I think because of what's come out with the phones in the last 10 years, people are just more accustomed to Face ID, Touch ID, those things.
Right. I like it. I haven't done it yet, so I haven't made the switch, but I like this. I just know it's going to take a lot of time to recover passwords. You know, because like I'm different than you.
But this replaces a password,
That's right. That's right. So
You're not recovering.
Yeah. So once you set up your passkey, then there's no password recovery process.
Got it.
Now, if you do get a new device, and
That's right.
Now you're
this time
screwed.
it's coming. I mean, then you've got to set up a new passkey, but
Right.
it's not. You know,
You can't migrate your passkeys to a new phone.
it's general. I don't
Probably
think.
not.
Yeah, I think because you're basically re-enrolling. There might be some ways with like the Apple keychain or some other ones where you can kind of bring that along with you. But generally, what you do is you just set up a new passkey on that device, and then you just go right back in.
Go ahead, get all your accounts and just go through and do the same process.
Yeah, yeah. And then, I mean, I could talk about this stuff all day, but you know, for those that for whatever reason don't love to use a passkey and are maybe just intimidated by it, we've been really pushing authenticator apps.
Yeah.
So the Microsoft Authenticator, Google, there's other ones. It just gives another more secure way, because I've had, you know, people come up to me and tell me how they've gotten their cell phones compromised.
Yep.
So you think getting a text to your device is secure, and maybe it was 5-10 years ago, but it's just not as secure as it could be.
Right.
So anyway, it's simple to sort of get people using the new tools, but it's not always easy, like when you're migrating a book of business. And so what we try to do is really target clients and implementation just with the best, you know, once you get them in at the door, high security, then it's
easier.
yeah, there's no change. They're not disrupted. It's just what they know.
Do y'all do any penetration analysis to find out like where their fleas are?
Yeah. So, you know, it's changed a lot. You know, a few years back, we had a much more infrastructure on premise.
Right.
So we had a closet, a server room in a closet. And, you know, I always worried about it, like if the power goes out. And so we had, you know, backup internet. We had, you know, sort of uninterrupted power supplies, like backup batteries and stuff like that. And so, you know, as the IT guy, I sort of love having the hardware, right? Like, it's like, I've got this technology. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's like having a nice car in your garage that you can tinker with.
Right.
But then as someone that's providing services out to our clients, it's like, do I really want to have this responsibility in my closet? Right. No, exactly not.
Just the cloud.
So, you know, we've been using the Microsoft Azure cloud, or what they call Entra ID now, for, I guess, coming up on more than 10 years. And iSolve's been, you know, in the same environment or similar Microsoft hosting. And, you know, every so often, this past, like maybe a week or so ago, Microsoft had an outage. And so, you know, then you have
Is that different than the AWS one? Or was
it was. So, you know, so that's the one sort of downside with cloud computing. But, you know, I'd much rather deal with the once every year, maybe outage for a couple of hours than the risk of maintaining
100%.
what's in my closet.
Yeah.
So
all that privacy and security stuff that
yeah. So, you know, you're potentially, it's a lot of risk when you're maintaining client and employee data.
Right.
So back to your question about pen testing, penetration testing, we have outside consultants that help review our cybersecurity infrastructure and sort of approach. But it's a different ball game because basically with the Microsoft Cloud, we get built-in reporting that tells us what we could be doing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'll just tout a little bit, pat myself on the back here. So there's like a secure scores, a Microsoft metric. And, the average company of our size has a score of like in the 40s, which sounds low because it's a 0 to 100. But 100's like almost impossible to get because you have to.
Right.
Anyway, we got up to like high 80s, which we were very happy with. And it just was, taking a concerted effort. And so when people ask me, how do you make sure that you're staying secure? You just sort of, you got to get started somewhere and you just sort of work through the recommendations. And then, you deal with the challenges of things like, migrating people to Authenticator and Passkey and all that. But then once you have it in place, you can start over again because then the world always changes. But no, I mean, you get the benefit of all the security and then but it is an iterative process.
It's a never-ending process.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what would you say is the greatest threat that you're seeing now across your clients?
Well, I mean, honestly, what we weren't expecting was to have the bad actors create spoof sites and then register them with search engines. So this is something that was a big challenge earlier this year, and it's really declined a lot. So there's been a lot of effort by like the Steves of the world and other, cybersecurity professionals to deal with that. But we sort of figured that the more barriers there were, the less likely that, the criminals would sort of try to break in. So, it's kind of like if someone's going to rob your house, they're probably not going to do it if you're home because that's just a barrier, and so
they don't want to deal with that.
They don't want to deal with it. So we kind of, I was surprised when we were learning that the bad actors, not that they were creating spoof sites. So that's not, and there's a little bit of a, an investment, I guess I'll say there. You've got to create a site. You've got to, do that. But that's not really hard. What was interesting is that they were then paying the search engines to promote their sites. And I thought, well, wow, that's really, it's, and the longer the con, like, if it's, so if they're willing to take the time to do that. So that's been one of the big challenges is just making sure, so what we recommend for our clients is that they use the iSolved app because the app, Google and Apple, they vet the apps that go out into their stores. So it's not just kind of like the web is sort of the Wild West, right? And Google is our friend, but I don't know,
or is it?
Yeah, that maybe not, and I've also, I mean, just to talk a little bit about what we do, like I've used Google less and less because I felt, well, one, I felt like a lot of the results were sort of promoted and commercial. Like I wasn't getting the information that I need.
It's gotten to that point.
Yeah. And so then, I've been using a lot more just apps from like vetted providers, like so the iSolved app. And then also when I need to do searching, I'm asking like Copilot, the Microsoft AI, and that we've got a subscription included. We've got Copilot included with our Microsoft subscription. So it just feels a little bit more, you just don't really know what you're getting on Google anymore, which is kind of unfortunate.
It's weird to say, but he started using ChatGPT for search a while back.
Sure.
I use it now probably 50, 60% of the time.
Yeah.
It's just easier because I can ask follow-up questions.
You can ask it real specifics. Yeah, the way that you prompt it is such an art form.
Right.
And, we've been excited that we have a great marketing team. And so they've been looking at how we promote our services through those venues. And so now we've gotten client leads. So one of our divisions is called GovConPay. So in the DC area, we have a lot of government contractors and they have specific needs. So we've had clients that have found us by asking ChatGPT Copilot, what's the right HCM payroll system for government contractors. You can kind of ask that to Google, but there's a way that you can ask the AI.
It's different.
It's different.
It's very different. And the follow-up, to your point, when the follow-up questions that you can ask
Yeah.
helps you to verify, right? Trust, but verify, but also allows you to dig deeper to your specific use case.
Yeah.
And the nuances really start to then direct you. Obviously, OpenAI doesn't care about affiliate commissions.
Damn.
With the amount of stuff I've purchased off of my finding from ChatGPT,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
Really?
Oh yeah, no, I make purchase because I don't even go to Amazon. I go to ChatGPT.
Wow.
And run my searches, and it'll say, "Would you like me to find links?" Yes, find me 2 Prime links on Amazon, and it goes and it finds it, and then I just make the purchase.
And now with the image search, so I was, looking at Halloween costumes, and
What did you go out as Halloween?
I got-
You got you. I mean, you can't.
I walked-
you
I
can't
nurse.
just say this and
I opened the
skip
door, right? So okay, so
Slutty therapist.
yeah, right. Grew up in the '80s. I love the night, Freddy Krueger. And all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
You just
so-
got a star in the in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. And so in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, there's Coach Schneider, who I don't know. So anyway, a buddy of mine was going as Freddy Krueger, and I just didn't want to kind of overdo it, but I was like, oh, he's got the sort of classic Adidas outfit, and I was like, where can I find, like the old school Adidas?
Yeah.
And so I just and I didn't even know how to describe it, and I think the word for the logo is trefoils or trefoils or whatever it is, but I didn't. So I just took a picture of it and I asked ChatGPT.
Adidas?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, these are no longer you can't buy it from Adidas anymore, but here's some resellers. And then, I got some stuff that way. And, just and now I'm going to tell all my secrets, but my brother had a big milestone birthday, and I was like, okay, he really likes puzzles. He loves Rubik's Cubes, and he loves photography. And I just started putting things into the AI. And then it was like, hey, you could get this collage Rubik's Cube. And so I had him custom made a Rubik's Cube with all of the family members on it. It's just, I would have never thought about that on my own. And he thought it was great. I never told him it was from AI, but it doesn't matter, right? It's the takeaway.
Statute of limitations. Burned out. You're good.
But yeah, I mean, so I think, using AI is really important part of kind of where we are. And then we just encourage at our company, because we have the Microsoft subscription, that we have people use our vetted AI. Because I do get a little bit nervous in this space. You start asking the internet and you're uploading Excel spreadsheets and are you possibly, creating exposures for your clients or their employees? So we do everything through the paid Microsoft subscription.
So it stays there.
Yeah, so it stays controlled.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the scary part for me when we went the phase of bring your own computer.
Right.
Well, it's like, well, okay, everybody's computer's got different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we comfortable with the different stuff?
Yeah. So we use obviously, one approach that I thought I might do is you have to use our equipment. And then what happens then is
Full scale revolt.
you get shadow IT, right? So what that means is people end up using their own equipment without really telling you. And so now they're somehow, emailing themselves spreadsheets, and then you've lost control of it. And so they're inconvenienced because, you're not letting them kind of work the way that they want. So we went the route of using Microsoft Intune, which then allows us to have policies attached to the person's device.
Got it.
So you can bring your own device, and if you don't have a strong password or passkey, it's even better, then
It's going to fix that.
it's just not gonna let you in, but then you call our team and we help you get it, up to speed. It just kind of makes sure that, people get the benefit of using their own device without compromises.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I was gonna say, Nick, this has been really wonderful. I was thinking though, the Halloween costume.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna go like the coach short shorts, with the little slit in the.
Do that.
I figured that's where he was going.
Got a retro basketball.
Yeah, I got these track pants and they're great, So now so the shirt was the Adidas, classic logo, but I had to bloody it up and slash it up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's a $20 shirt. Who cares? But the
You
pants,
should just wear that out at like Chili's or something.
yeah, just come to the, show up to work and just be
He's
like,
gonna come to the reception later
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
in the tracksuit.
Oh, 100%.
but this track pants, I was like, these are great.
They're comfortable.
They're great, and they got the classic logo, and
yeah.
it was worth the investment. Even even if I didn't slash them up, they still work for the costume.
Very nice.
So
Well, Nick, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate the time.
cool. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Nick.